Hello and welcome to Module 3 or Week 3 in Solution Design Entrepreneurial Leadership. My name is Dale Deerdorf. I'm going to be your facilitator and instructor for the session, and what I wanted to do was walk you through all the components that we've got lined up for you, all the activities and assignments for Week 3. It's going to be another fun week. Congratulations on completing Week 2's assignments. Now let's take a peek at what we've got in front of us for Week 3. So for Week 3, let's just start right next to my image, and we're going to look at that Week 3 live lecture, the Zoom live lecture. It'll be this Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we're going to be talking about moving from an idea to an entrepreneurial opportunity, what that looks like, how that's framed, what are the pieces to it, what are the constructs to it. So there's a lot of different components to it, and we want to make sure that you've got a real clear understanding of that. Now also, I've got a recorded live lecture for you that's already out there from the Harvard Business Review book. And what I've done is I've summarized the key points, the key thinking elements in that Harvard Business Review. Each area has got a specific set of key themes. And what I did was I went ahead and highlighted those and talked to them because they work in conjunction with the other texts that you've got in front of you, the entrepreneurial mind. So between the entrepreneurial mind that you're going to be reading this week, more of that, and the Harvard Business Review, we're going to have a lot on your plate. So you've got a lot of reading that you're doing. You're picking up a lot of information from the lectures, and I just want to make sure that if you've got additional time that you want to spend doing some reading, for this week I've got a book that I would recommend for you. I've actually got two books I would recommend, but I'm going to show you one this week and one next week as a going away. So this one's called Design Thinking. It's a book by Thomas Lockwood. It's really good. It's integrating innovation, customer experience, and whole brand. Now, I know that you've had design thinking as a portion of the course prior to getting here, but this works in conjunction with the material that we're talking about. So I want to make sure that if you're looking for additional readings, this is one that's on your list. Okay? Now, as we said, the live lecture is going to be talking about moving from an idea to an entrepreneurial opportunity. That's also what our discussion activities are going to be for this week. Those discussion activities, don't forget there's two of them. You must post 3 times on 3 separate days to get full credit. And you're going to be talking this week about the entrepreneurial leadership team. What does that team look like that we have to put together from an entrepreneurial leadership perspective? And then we're going to talk about entrepreneurial financing. How do we get financing? Is it startup financing? Is it angel funding? Where does the money come from? And you're going to find that a lot of times they're going to tell you that the money is coming from you. You're going to be investing not only your time, your effort, but your bank accounts, your credit cards, whatever that you have. If you really believe in an idea as an entrepreneur, it may take that. And you're going to find that the stories that Tom Johnson talks about in the entrepreneurial mind are based upon exactly that. Going down to the point where everything you've got is running on this particular one idea, trying to come up with an entrepreneurial success and failing and then starting over again. The ability to actually fail at something, learn from it, move on is one of the key themes that you're going to see as we continue moving through our material. Now, last week you went ahead and you got the questions ready for your interview. This week you're conducting the interview. So this week is where you actually sit down with the person that you identified, the candidate you identified, and you're conducting the interview. You're going to pull the interview responses together and you're going to post those for us in the template that was provided so that we've got a clear ability to see what your responses were. We'll talk about some of the key points and key theme ideas that come out of that when we have our next Zoom lecture also. So that's one of those live opportunities for us to say, hey, did you run across anything that was really exciting in your interviews that you wanted to share with us? So that part of the Zoom lectures, the live lectures, are areas where I will be providing you information, but there's also going to be that open opportunity that we provide every week for you to share with us areas of either enlightenment that you've got or areas of concern that you want to talk about. So those are always available to you. Now, the Abad assignment is getting closer and closer to being completed. So the next two sections that you're going to be responsible for this week are going to be sections 5 and sections 9. So you'll fill out sections 5 and sections 9 in the template. You're going to see that this is going to take you in different directions. You're going to be looking at a lot of different areas. Your research continues week to week to week. And if you need to update previous sections, remember, this is an opportunity to do that. You don't have to submit those sections until the end when the entire, when the entire form is due. But I want to make sure you know that as you're going through it week by week, if there's additional information you want to clarify in other sections you've written, it's good to do it so that you don't lose track of that. Now, the final thing that you've got going this week is going to be that case study. So this week is going to be week 3's case study. You get an opportunity to grab another one out of that palette of 8 that we gave you. Right on this one, make sure it isn't one that you did previously. It's got to be a new case study. And make sure you answer all 5 of those questions in the template. So use the 5 W's to pull all that information out that you need. And then in addition to that, make sure you use that template, answer all 5 questions with as much detail as you can, as concisely as you can. We want to make sure you get full credit for responses, as you'll see in the grading rubric. Now, this is the halfway point. You've finished up 2 of the modules out of 4. We're moving into week 3. We're getting towards the end of the course and the modules. I want to congratulate you. You're over halfway through the material. There's another half to go. The solution design, entrepreneurial leadership information that you're picking up is very, very valuable for you, not only from a professional standpoint, but from an academic standpoint. So make sure week by week, as we're coming up with things that you think are epiphanies or little nuggets of gold, write those down. Make sure you highlight them somewhere so that you don't lose track of them. Okay? Have a great week 3, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.